Oh, can you guys all hear me? Good morning, everyone. GM. Okay, thank you. So I think that now we can begin. We have 8 members on the call. So to avoid wasting much of our time, so we can go ahead and begin. So once again, I'm able Connor. I'll be your mentor for today. So I'll be sharing my screen now. So can you guys see my screen? What if you actually if you can see my screen? Okay, thank you, Tech. So just a few recap about what we did during our last class. So we were supposed to meet yesterday around 12 p.m. But due to unforeseen circumstances, we were unable to meet. I'm sorry about that. So we'll continue from where we stopped today. So before I begin, those of you that have gone through the material of the last class, is there any question with regards to that? Any question with regards to that before we go ahead? Hope I'm audible enough, guys. Can you guys hear me? Think I'm talking to myself. Oh, so any question with regard to the last class material I dropped? Any question before I move ahead? Okay, fine. Seems like no one wants to speak today, but that is fine. So I'll not be taking much of your time. I will not be taking much of your time to by today, because what we are covering is not that much. So it's among your curriculum for the data science bootcamp, you have to get to understand what is called scripting for data words collection. That is where we'll begin from today. So now, scripting for data collection, comprehensive guide, table of content, introduction, types of data collection, essential word library. Now, what is scripting? Data collection scripting in Python involves writing automated programs to either gather, extract, and process data from various word sources. As a data analyst, on a daily basis, you deal with what you call what data. I mean, it's material resources, every blessed day data. So now Python rich ecosystem of library make it an ideal choice for data collection tasks, offering tools for what? For web scraping, API interaction, file processing, and database operations. So we will elaborating more on this as we go down the material. So now, what is the key benefit of data word collection? Automation, eliminate manual and data work. Is someone saying something? Okay, fine. I'll go ahead. So now, key benefits: automation, eliminate what manual data was gathering, scalability, handle large volume of data efficiently, flexibility, collect from multiple sources and formats, reliability, consistent and repeatable word processing. Now, what are the types of data words collection? Types of data collection. Types of data collection. Web-based collection. Web scraping. Extracting what data from what HTML was pages. Now, if you are into the programming field, or if you have written code before, HTML means was hypertext was markup was by language. If they are just the write-up that we see on our web pages, all those write-up you see on your web pages are done by HTML. Then API consumption, structure data from web services. API means what? Application programming what interface, just like where you call to get data from. Then social media, post, comment, user data. If you need some data from Twitter, I'm sure there's an API that can call to get those data from Twitter. That means how many posts someone makes in a day and the rest. Then e-commerce, product information, price and the review. Just like how is it Amazon works or is it AliExpress that they sells also items online. You can get what their data from there, how people patronize their stores, what people mostly purchase from their stores and the rest, etc. So now file-based collection. This one is the one that we are used to nowadays, file-based collection. They are being employed as a data analyst in a company to help them to analyze the data for them to make what wise decision. They can give what an Excel sheet for you to analyze their sales or a CSV command specific version to analyze their data from it. Then JSON XML. So this JSON format is mostly deals with what the programming aspect. That means just like a file that contains some JSON material in it, then text file, log file documents, we all know this one, then images, media, metadata what extraction. So now database was collection, SQL database, my SQL, Postgres SQL, and SQLite. So I'm sure that in the coming week you'll be introduced to what they call what Postgres was SQL was database. So that is my SQL. That means everything that database is in the format of what? Of tables. Tables. Now in this table now, this what on user's name, this table, this what on user's purchases and the rest. So now no SQL, MongoDB and Redix. So MongoDB database, it accept any format. It does not require a format for it. Anything goes into one MongoDB database just as it is. But in Post and Grid is not allowed. And what goes to in Postgres cannot go to what in MongoDB. That is how it is. So now cloud database, AWS, RDX, Google Cloud SQL. These are just a database that is being hosted for you somewhere else. While you connect it from your local machine to that database, using what your what is it called self? I don't know what it's called. So you just connect from your local machine to what the database was online that you cannot see but interact with them from your local machine. So now real-time collection, streaming API, Twitter, financial data. So real-time collection, just like financial data now. If you are analyzing a data from a banking sector now, every day by day, things are being updated. So by the time you're calling the API, either what you got from the API yesterday will not be the same thing you get from it for today. Constant updating. So IoT sensor, that means Internet of Things sensor, temperature, pressure reading, then log monitoring system, system logs, application logs. Now before I go ahead, any question, guys? Any question, guys? Can you guys hear me? So I can go ahead, right? Hope I'm not too fast. If I'm too fast, let me know. Okay.
You're not fast.
Okay. Thank you. So now back to our slide. So now essential libraries. So along your progress in this boot camp, you'll be introduced to several libraries in Python that you can use to analyze data. So HTTP requests, hypertext transfer protocol requests. I mean, if that mean, on your browser, you see what they call HTTP on your browser. It's just like, let's say, a gateway to a website. You can only access that website with that link. Now, import request, import URL, live stream. All these things are data are libraries under Python. Now, let us see how many libraries you have under Python. Let me just check. So now I will share my screen so we can look at it together. So this was what I got online just now. So this along your course of this boot camp, you've been introduced to some of this library, but I'm not sure if it's going to be all. I mean, it's math plot lab, psychic learn, Keras, and so on, NumPy, Seaborn. These are all the library under Python that I can use for what? For data what analysis. So I'll somewhat advise you to just go and browse about the libraries for data analytics on your browser and get how they work before your next section. Because along the boot camp, as you are progressing, the more it becomes very complex. But definitely you can get hold of it. So now on to the next part. On to the next part. So now, so web was scraping. So from SB for import of beautiful soup. This is one of the best library that most data analysts and analysts for what? For analyzing what? Date and data. So now import Cerebellum, import Scraper and the rest. So data processing now, this is the part that you need for to process what? Your data. Import pandas as PD, import numpy as MP. So file what? Handling. Just like they give you what an Excel file to analyze the Excel file what handling, import JSON, import CSV, then import what AMX dot ET dot elementary as ET. So this thing kind of complex now, but with time you get what hold of it. So database now import SQLite 3, import PyMongo, then import SQL Alchemy, then create engine. Along the way, you get to know this. These are just what the overview of how they are. You know, async what operation, import async IO, import IO HTTP. So now scheduling, import schedule, import time, import date time. So by the time you start using what SQL database, you see also things into action, how to make use of them. So most of us have what Python what installed on our local machine. So before you go ahead, these are just some installation command you can make use of to get all this what library in your local machine for your next class. It's still the same material just as the last time. So now, before we go ahead now, this is how it is. Import what now. I'm trying to what analyze what a weather what data temp, ember, temperature, humidity, and the rest. A weather what data. I'm making request to what to an API called what open weather what API. So now import request for making HTTP calls to weather what service. Import pandas as PD for data manipulation, creating structure or data sets. Import JSON for passing JSON response from the API. Any response get for an API is in what a JSON what format. It's very complex for you to read it, but you can definitely read it. So this is we're changing into what a human word readable what format. You can easily what read it. So now import time for adding what delay between API calls. From date time, import date time or delta for handling dates and timestamp. Import CSV for saving data to CSV what files. Import OX for file and directive what operation. Now before I go ahead now, any question guys? Any question guys? If you are good to go, just drop an emoji for me so I can go ahead. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'm going ahead. So now we're creating what a class where that data was by collector. A comprehensive class for collecting weather data from what open weather what map API. So this open weather map API, so this open weather map is just like a service that deals what on weather API, temperature, humidity, and the rest, rainfall, everything that has to do with weather. That's what they deal with. So now to handle what current weather forecast and historical or data collection. Now I'm creating what a class now. Self by API queue based what URL. This is the endpoint I'm making call to. This weather API.org then data 2.5. And by API key, for you to be able to access a data from a third-party service, you have to what some of them allow you to access it normally. Some of them you have to pay for it. There's some of them you could call that was an API. So inside the weather data was collected with API was credentials, and by argument. Also comment now we help you to understand what the code, how the code work and the rest things. So now argument API case is a string. Your open weather app API was key. Base URL is also a string. Base URL for weather open weather was map API endpoints. Open weather was API was endpoints. Endpoint. So now we're creating what a variable to handle those things. So now self.app.API key. I created what an account with the open web by weather map, and I got my API key, and this is what is here. This is what is here. You can also create your own account with them and get your own API key and call the data. It will be imported what is not in a JSON format. They can easily convert it to readable format. Store the API key for authentication. Now self-based URL, store the base URL for all API endpoints, API calls. Create a persistent or HTTP section for efficiency. So now self the collected data is just what an an array. Initialize list to store what all collected weather and data. So now self rate limit the delay equals to 1. Delay between API calls. That means you cannot access an API continuously. There will be a delay for you to get the accurate data from it. If you continuously, definitely there must be small glitches in it that you end getting error from it. So it's not advisable to make it call constantly. Just give it a delay for some seconds or some minutes. So now then set up section headers for consistent requests. User agent, weather data collector 1.0. Identify our application towards the API. Then print weather data collector initialize with API keys. I mean, once you successfully initialize your API key, did the response you get in your terminal. I mean, why this thing can only work on your VS Code, Visual Studio Code. So if you don't have that one installed, you cannot test this API by endpoint. So advisable first you install your Visual Studio Code. So now, I'm creating a function. First current weather data for a specific city. So now I got the whole data and now I'm fetching for a specific city. So now argument still name string name of city to get the data for returns weather data or none if request fails. Then endpoint save the base URL weather. Now the endpoint I'm getting a weather from that open weather API, just in the weather. Now the city name parameter, API key for authentication, which I've gotten before. Then use Celsius for temperature. We have Celsius and Fahrenheit. So mostly which sets up for what for temperature, get description in what in English what format, some website that deals with what API. Depending on the content that the website was built. So there is French, Spanish, and the rest. Now, depending on where you're calling your API from, at least convert it all into English so that you can understand it. So now this was try and catch what error was handling. So now I'll be showing you guys a website that will be going through about what error handling what in Python, because as a data analyst you definitely what make use of it along the way. Is that fine, guys? Can you guys hear me? Okay, so I'll just go ahead. Okay, so now the guys that will coming in the course of your bootcamp is the Dune Africa guys. Now I'll be showing people that what their website, how they handle what errors on their website in terms of what data was analyzing. So now I'll be taking you guys to the website that you can have a look at it. Hope you guys can see my screen. Now I'm going to that website. Okay, thank you. Now this is it. Sim Dune Africa. The guys that are coming inwards along your way in the boot camp that have been learning for what Web3 what data. Now on the website they handle what error. Okay, fine. Let me just start from here. Okay, Sim API. Let's see. Let us start from here. So developer for quick start. Take your first topic what Sim what API. They have their own API that can make use of. Sim API power wallet and on-chain app with fast, reliable access to real-time or blockchain activity and ownership for data. Access data from 60 plus chains with single what request. We have a lot of blockchain now presently. We have Stacknet, Stellar, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polygon. There are leaks. There are a lot of what blockchain now presently. Now this the API allows to access was 60 plus chain with a single request. Can you see? Dune is doing a great job with that API. Now this guy will help you make your first call to retrieve a multi-chain token balance for an address. Authentication means zoom. Oh, I hope I can zoom out. Okay, fine. Now authentication. Sim API uses API key to authenticate requests. You can create and manage your API key in your Sim dashboard. So I advise you guys to create an account with them to access your dashboard and have a feel how Web3 data look like. So now this is how that dashboard is. Keys. My Sim API key. This is it. So now to generate a new API key, visit the key page and click the new button. To authenticate, include your API key in the XSIM API key header for every request. Sim QM. This is what your API key can set up in your Visual Studio Code. All API requests must be made over HTTP. Calls from over plain HTTP will fail. That means all API requests must be made over HTTPS calls. HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, was secured. This S stands for secured. So I advise you as a data analyst, any website you are analyzing data from, check the website URL. Is that S on the HTTP request? If there is no S, that website is not secured. Therefore, you are what? You are at risk. So now, call made over plain HTTP route which fail. The text there is going to fail. It means the text there, it will fail. So now, API request without authentication will also what fail. Mean that for you to access their API, you must be what authenticated. Now your first request, make your first request you retrieve token balance for this wallet address that is here. Vitalix for wallet across multiple EVM chains using what the balance API. Do also have what a balance what API. So now this for query, see what URL, JavaScript, then Python. Your name was any Python. So this is how the code looks like. Import request and make request to this endpoint here. Then this is what your URL. I need the balance slash EVM. That means this one is a blockchain, then slash balance of this what wallet address. So header, sim API key, your wallet what API key, response request dot request get I'm getting. So now in terms of what of getting data, that's what they call what the CRUD what operation. CRU the CRUD operation, create, read, update, and delete. So if you're the developer, you must be used to this CRUD operation, create, update, sorry, create, read, update, and delete. Now this get nice. It stand for read. I'm getting all the data from. I want to read this data from this endpoint. Then print what response.text. Now the API will return a JSON response containing an array of the balances. Each object in the array represents a token balance for what? For the specific address on one of the chains, including what various for data. So this is how the JSON format what looks like. JSON format with response for JSON, balance, address, native, amount. Look at the amount in that wallet address. Then chain Ethereum, decimals 18, price USD 3042.8169. Then symbol what Ether. Tell me symbol ETH. Then value USD. I mean this price of this it's the Zena. The value is what is 184. So 1,842,034 what USD. That is how it is. So your next offset. Then request time, response time, how long it took for the request to be made, how long it took for what to get what a response from that app by API. Then what your wallet was and the rest. So now before I go to the next step, any question, guys? Any question? Before I go to the next step, drop an emoji if I can. Let me go ahead. Okay, thank you. So now next step. After making your first call to sim what API, you either see the JSON response, or shown above success, or you might encounter what an error. If you receive an error, click check out for error handling guide for troubleshooting tips and best practices. If your call was safe, you have now easily retrieve what comprehensive multi-chain data, but this is just the beginning of what is possible with what we do in African what API. So do have a lot of things to offer. So I will encourage you guys to go to that dashboard, to that website, create an account, view how the dashboard works, and try to call this API and analyze the data. But along the way, you see what we introduced to it. But it's more advisable that but read ahead of the class, or go the extra mile. So now let us see how they handle what errors when API calls is not successful. Error handling. How to handle errors for using sim APIs. This guide explain how to handle errors when using sim API, including common error code, troubleshooting step, and code example for proper error handling. Error response format. When an error occurs, SIM API return a standard error from a response format. Error message, description of what went wrong. For instance, the connection was cut off, unable to make this request. Then code, error code. So common error codes in what in API calls. Common error codes in API calls. HTTP status 401 unauthorized. If you're not authenticated, you will definitely get this error unauthorized. Description invalid or missing what API keys. You cannot make request to something that you don't have access to. So it's not advisable to have what an API key for it. So check that troubleshooting. Check that you are including the correct API key in the SIM API key header. If you have the wrong API key, definitely you will get a wrong response. Garbage in, garbage out. That is how it's going to be. Then error 400 bad request, malfunction request. For instance, now, if you are making a request and your network just glitch for a second, you get bad request. Verified address format and other parameter in your request. Is the address correct and the format everything is it correct? Then 404 not found, resource not found. And that most of us along our browsing, along our internet experience, where we are browsing a website, we normally get error 404 not found. Mean that what you are looking for now, if that is no longer on that URL or the website is down, that is what it means. Verify the end point URL and resource identifier. 429 wait limit exceeded. Too many requests. Remember, I made mention of delay. Too much request to an API will definitely throw an error. So as a good data analyst, it's advisable to perform delay doing your API calls to avoid problem along the way. So now, implement your back off strategy and consider upgrading your plan if you constantly hit limits. So that's if you're making the use of a free version of an API of a website. Now in this open weather API, there's a free version and there's a paid version. That free version will state how many requests you can make in a minute. If you are trying to exceed your limit, definitely you encounter an error. So let me share my screen. You definitely encounter an error. Yeah. Sorry, let me go back here. So encounter an error. So now implement back off strategy and consider upgrading your plan if you consider it for limits. So if you want more requests than that okay, prof crypto prof. Now error 404 now. For instance now, sometimes it can be your network, sometimes the URL is not correct. Do you get? So that you're not independent. So that website an update might be an update might perform that website thereby the developer was bringing down the site and working on it. But the URL is still active, but there is nothing attached to that URL. That's sometimes you go that error 404. You get crypto prof. You get okay. Thank you. So I can move ahead. So now, um, for now, 429. I talk about 429. Then 500. 500. Most of us have gotten these errors along the error 500. I mean, if you're a developer, internal was server was error, server side was error. For instance, now if the back end, okay, let me just break it down for you, sim Ember. Let me just break it down for you guys now. Internal server was error. As a full stack developer, you work both on the front end and the back end. So sometimes I'm making request what your back end was API, and because what internet was server was error. Mean that server is not what up and running, or there is what a delay in it. So it's much more advisable for you to check it. It's time for you to restart your server. Sometimes there was one website about across. I was trying to make a request to about on that site. So I was told that the developers were still starting the server. That was what that CTO told me. So after they were done, I tried again and it was successful. It was successful. It was successful. So as a data analyst now, when you're analyzing your data, be sure that also by errors you are facing, you put them into check to avoid your cost, your user, your clients to be displeased with your reports. So now the troubleshooting, we tried the request after a short delay, which me I did. If persistent was contact or support. So handling what errors in code. Yeah, example of how you properly handle errors in different programming languages. We are not working with JavaScript, we are working with Python. So now import request, import time. I need the time of this request and this that why it was for the importing time. So I'm creating what a function. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's continue. So now, we're creating what a function with what some arguments inside. Address API keys, max what bitwidth. So URL. This URL you're making what the call to, and this you're getting what the balance. So anything passed out as an argument here, you can pass the address, the balance, and the rest. Anything is going to what call it for you. So header, the API keyword to your header. So for attempt in range, max matrix, tried, response because to what get what URL headers. This will be kind of complex for you guys now, but along the you get a hold of it. So response rise for status, rise an expression for 4xf 5xf response, except HTTP error at what at error status code error dot response dot status code. I mean that status code is it 404 401 429 or 500. You stay with this the status code from here. That is how it is. So now in everything that you do now, remember to what handle your error properly. Handle your error properly. So now, then try. We talk about try, except, and what and final during our previous class. That was what the error handling of format you can make use of. You can make use of. So print HTTP error, print out the word error about so I can easily see where my problem is coming from. So if status code equal to 429, wait limit was exceeded, wait time, implement was a wait time. In the ever handling now, they're waiting for what? For it is 2 minutes, 2 minutes, minute 2 times attend 16. Now print wait limit exceeded, it's trying what wait time. That means exceeded, trying what in what 2 minute time. 2 minutes seconds, 2 seconds, that's 2 seconds. So while the user is waiting, after the waiting was continue. If if status code equal to 5 on the server was error, that means the backend server cannot be called or gotten. If attempt less than mass was met with -1, wait time equals to 2 times 4 times attempt. Server error, we're trying what in wait time seconds. Time dot sleep, wait time continue. That is how it is. So in everything, error handling is very, very good. To avoid your code crash when you are fetching your data. You guys get right. So now, before I go back to my other material, any question? So I can go ahead. Okay, she asked a question. She's no longer on the call, but that is fine. So I'll go ahead, guys. Guys, please say something. Now, any question before I go ahead? Any question?
No, not from my side.
Okay, thank you very much, TV. Victor, question. Victor, you raised your hand.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, I wanted to confirm if there's a curriculum or a guide whereby we could use after the class or a material that could guide us after each session.
Yeah, there's a material I prepared for you guys you can use after this section. But this website I'm going to now, the website is owned by Zoom Africa, Zoom.com. And there'll be the mentors coming in from Zoom along the way in your boot camp. So I advise you guys to go through their website to get a hold of what they have been talking about. So now I will drop the link for you guys on the call and also on the group, the WhatsApp group. No, I think it's kind of no. Okay, fine. Let me just do it like this. This is the material I'm making use of. So let me just attach it at the bottom of the material. This material is already on the WhatsApp channel. Already on the WhatsApp channel. So once you can access it, definitely you can access the link. So this is it. So you just get it from the down of the words of the material. So can you see now? You just click on it and you take it to the website. Is that fine, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now let us go ahead with the material I prepared. So in this code now, let me just like refresh. I'm calling what on an open weather API. Open weather this on weather forecast and the rest. So these are website I make use of. These are what their website. So you can get to the website, what create what an account, get your API key. So you can analyze the data from the what on the website as a data what analyst. That is how you can only learn by what by doing. If I stay here from now to the ending of today, and you guys don't go home and practice it, definitely we're still at the same spot. Now, let's say after the class, I can go on their website and try so many things out. My DM is always what open. If you explain any challenge, come my DM, I'll explain to you much more better. So that is it for my side. So now back to the what back to the material. So this was what I was trying to I was explaining. The code is lot. So now this is the library I'm making use of in Python, request, panda, JSON, time, datetime, CSV, then OS. So this was where I called the endpoint, the API, then the page URL. Then this was my API key, but it's kind of not correct. I edited some things. So now get what current what weather, self city, which city. Victor, I'm hearing you.
Okay, sorry to pause you, sir. I just wanted to know where you got your API key from.
From the website.
Yes.
Okay. So now, once you create what an account with them, so now I'll go ahead. So once you create an account with them, now this is my account. This is my username. Just come here, look at it, my API keys. Once you click on it now, it will take you to the API keys page. You can create a new key from there. Is that fine, Victor?
Yes, sir. Noted. Noted, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. So now, so this is it. So I'm getting what I want to get the data for a city or a specific city. That's what I'm doing here. Then remember, we talk about what authentication. If you're not authenticated, you get which error are you going to get if you're not authenticated, guys. Which error are you going to get if you're not authenticated? Are you guys hear me? Guys, are you guys hear me? If you're not authenticated, which error are you going to get?
Like a bad request, 4-1,
For one, that means unauthorized.
unauthorized.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing here. App.id.self.api key. Units, metrics, use sense and by Celsius forward for temperature. We know our temperature when calculated in Celsius, degree was Celsius. So now, this is where I'm handling my error. Try fetching current weather for city name. Log the operation. So response. I'm getting a response from the API. So response dot raise for status. Raise an exception if the HTTP request fail. I mean, let me know where my problem is coming from. You get right. So now data collection timestamp equal to date time dot now iOS format. Then whether what data source current was whether what API. Print was that means if after all these whole checks now and your request was successful, print was successful collected weather data for city name. And this code now, by the time you've called the API now, definitely the response will be stored in a JSON format, which can easily convert to a human readable format. That to an CSV file or the rest. So now, return whether data, return the collected whether data, except handle HTTP request errors, network issue, timeout, etc. Right now, you are making a request to an API endpoint and your network glitch for a second. Definitely, That request will be what will be either be aborted or delayed. Now display what an error fetching what whether data for what for city name. So JSON the what decode what error, handle JSON what passing error passing JSON response for city name. The same what error what handling what format, error handling what format. So get what whether what focus self city name days equals to what 5. I need the weather focus for what for 5 good days. That why I precise city day here. The day was 5 yeah. So now first weather forecast for a specific city. Can you see? Here is what is get what current weather of that city that time. There was get weather forecast for that was for that city for 5 days. That is what this function here the function here was perform. Now I put what city named what the app my API key for authentication unit metrics in Celsius, then try fetching days forecast for city, log the what the operation, then make the HTTP get request to the forecast what API. I'm calling what the API for make a request to it. Then response.raise for status. Forecast data equal to response.json. Definitely the response will be what in a JSON format. This can easily what convert into normal human readable what format. Then after all the whole errors are being handled and it was successful, what print was successful collected what day forecast for city name. You get then JSON what decoder was error. So now collect data for what for multiple what cities. I need data for one. I want data for what for um Texas, for Los Angeles, for any city that you want to collect what data from. You can state it from here. City list. Just put the city was under what under a list. So now collect current data weather data for multiple city in batch. That means batches, batch A, batch B, batch C, and the rest. Successful request was equal to 0, fail request was 0. That means if this city was successful, let me know. If the request failed, let me also know for which amount of city failed. That's what this code here is doing. So now I told you guys about loop during what your formal class. If I'm looking for what a red color inside what an array of different colors, I have to loop through it together get a red color. You get right? For index city in enumerate city what list 1. For say city was index. I mean, mass you call your city now in the what in a list. Index start from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm making a request for index 1. For now, if it's Brad, let me just say Texas, Los Angeles. You should have stayed that be US. I'm not kind of focus with this US of it since that city and the rest. So now that one now aside. Now if weather data or weather data dot append, that means add the city or data what throughout that city name, add it to that city name. So successful request plus equals to 1. Increment success was counter. After everything, that request is successful. Increase this counter that is here that I highlighted to 1. Now, else failed request plus equal to 1. Increment failure was counter. If index less than length, city list, don't delay after the last city. Print waiting self.wait limit delay second before request. Time.sleep limit was delay. So now this where we're printing the summary of all our what statistics or analysis. Badge was collection completed, successful, failed, success rate. Then we can see all your record that is successful or it failed or it was unsuccessful. So now before I go ahead, guys, in this will process weather data. This way now you start what you're analyzing from here. Any question, guys? Hey guys, hear me? Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
we
Marvin.
can.
Marvin, I can
So,
hear you.
my question is, are we are we the ones to write? Are we going to write all these codes like ourselves?
No, I'm just showing you guys how to consume what an API. But once the Zoom guys come in, and they'll show you how to consume the API much more faster. This is how we consume API was in Python was programming language, and you're not writing code, so you are what an analyst. So that another way for it was analyze data without writing code. That's what the do not guys come and show you how to do it. You get
Okay. All right. Thank you.
that I like you guys are kind of scared of the code. Even me, matter, I'm scared, but that is fine. So, so now, I know that most of you are not a developer here. So I guess so that is how to what consult an API what in your Python code. So just like mark copy that code and paste in your Visual Studio code, then get your get what your API key, then paste it there. Then it will see all the whole data how it's going to be. Now, guys, any question? Any question, guys? I don't want to waste your time today. See, the class is from 9 to 12. For me, I cannot stay from 9 to 12. I'm done with the class. Sef. Any question? Before I show you guys this processing aspect of the what of the material, then we'll call it a day. Any question, guys?
No questions, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I'll just go ahead. So yeah, process whether what data. Remember, the data I'm getting from those API are raw data. So as a data analyst, you get your data, you have to clean it, make it very clean for you to be able to analyze it properly. Because that I've seen so many scenarios whereby the data analyst of that company made the company to lose what millions of naira. I told you that analyze my data for me. Let me know if the company is progressing or it's not progressing. And I gave the data of the company for going to 10 years to analyze it for me. And your outcome made the company to go bankrupt. That does not what make sense. So as what an analyst now, first thing first, clean the data. Clean the data. That is the only way you can analyze very faster without any mistake. Marvin, your hands are still up. Any question? Marvin.
No.
Okay, thank you. Now clean your data. Now extract main whether information with safe keyword access. What data dot get? That means the main data I'm getting. Then whether and by info. If you are calling an API, remember you get the weather, the wind, the cloud, and some other things, and humidity. But now it's only the weather, the wind, the cloud that I'm getting from here. So what data dot get for cloud, what data we then sync system data, what data dot get, then coordinate data on which axis, longitude, latitude, and the rest dot get. So process process data. So now location information, city name, country code, latitude, longitude, then temperature data in Celsius. Temperature feels like mean temperature, max temperature. The atmospheric condition, pressure, humidity, visibility. So now better description, whether description whether what icon. If it's snow, you see some white. So if it's cloudy, some white. If it's snow, I think what are dropping from this thing from the sky. So that is what they call weather icons. So now wind speed. Wind data dot get speed none, wind direction, wind gust, then cloudiness. All these are just what you are getting what your data. Then the timestamp, the time you collected what those data. As an analyst now, when I analyze the data now, that data surely must have a date. Some of them also have a time. So that is what you have to put what into consideration. So avoid was making lot of mistakes. So now, except what exception as what except exception as what as E. Handle any error doing what data was processing. As I said before, error handling is very, 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 very important in terms of analyzing what a data. And if you go online and start now, step a lot of data analysis by analysts, they earn cool cash and they're living fine. So I advise you guys to what be the best in what in terms of what analyzing what data. Most people that are the best, company come after them. They don't go after what after companies. So in everything, try to be the best that you can what you live what a good life for yourself. Now, this is where the thing comes in now. Now, all those ones now are not protecting the data and everything. This is where it comes in now. Safe to what to edge to what to CSV. Remember now, most files, most data are what are stored in your CSV format or Excel format. Now, all those things that we have analyzed from top of the slide, from that weather was API, we have to save it what in a file that what analyze what at the end. So that is how it is. This important part is to save what to CSV. Now the fact what is self weather data list file name. You will state what a file name. Save collected data to CSV what file. Then weather data list of weather data what dictionaries. Then file name string, optional file name auto-generated if not provided. Then yeah, error handling again. If not file name, timestamp equal to timestamp.now, strip time. This is it. This one is just what current timestamp. You get the time of that weather. That is how it is. So now, all you can just what I was handling. Now you now print out what your statement what in your time for you to see. But this part now does not deal with what with your boot camp. As I said before, this is how we analyze data or call an API using Python. You print what the data was summary, city, average temperature, average wind speed, average what humidity. Then except error, exception, static data can easily see what the exception that was you are getting. So now try create a structured data object with what metadata. What you got from there, your analysis can put what in a JSON what format here. Number of record, when data was saved, data source, script version, and the rest for you to be able to understand it later on along your life as a data what analyst. So I think that is all about how you want to call what an API to consume the data. Is that fine, guys? Then look at it here. This is how it will be what in your CSV file. London, New York, Tokyo, Paris, Sydney, Lagos, Mumbai, Berlin, Cairo, then the German in Brazil. So is that fine, guys? I used to teach just what an if else statement to handle what errors and look through this city and the rest. I love to bug you guys much with much code there. So is that fine, guys? Any question? Okay. So now I think that will be all from my own end. So before we call it a day, do you get what I was trying to explain today? You guys should say something, please, before we call it a day.
No, the class was good. Everything is fine.
Okay, so you get to understand what I was saying today, about audio lines of code.
Yes. How do we get the notebook and video? Because I came in 30 minutes late.
The video will be posted on the YouTube channel, but I'll be dropping the material now on the call. But it's already on the Telegram, on the WhatsApp group. Now this is it. You can access it. Ayo, you can go ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The recording will be on the Discord. There's a channel on Discord named Recordings for the data science students.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ayo, for the
Okay.
info. So
Yeah.
you can get it from there, from the Discord channel, Mr. Abdul Aziz.
So
So any
every day you can check it. Like after this class, like after like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, it should be there.
okay, thank you, Mr. Ayo. So that is fine, guys, right? Drop some some emoji. Okay, so I think that'll be off my own end, as you guys don't have any other questions. So let's call it a day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye for now.